Hello, my beautiful thinking people. TeslaClyde coming back at you. I just wanted to show you guys because a lot of you have questions and I like to answer your questions when I can. So I'm on my way to work again. I got a really early 3:30 a.m. wake-up call from someone. It was quite the shock, but hey, we are on our way and I want to show you how Tesla FSD does in the rain. Now this is raw. I don't know what's going to happen here, but we'll do the best we can to make sure that you get a good view of what's going on here. And we are off. So, beautiful left turn. We didn't have a stop sign and it pulled through like it should. Now 10 minutes ago the rain was probably 3 times, 5 times what it is right now, but I'm sure it'll come back. It said rain for the next hour. Perfect 4-way stop. Something triggered some caution there in the software. Remember, the accelerator, the brake, the steering, the high beams, the windshield wipers, all being controlled by Tesla's AI. So those of you who were not aware that Tesla was a tech company, Tesla's AI is probably, arguably, the best AI thus far in the world. I'm going to try to make sure my interventions are kept to accelerator pushes when the vehicle's being overly cautious and not taking off close to the way I would, let's say. I think I felt a little movement earlier, like it was going to go around the bus because the bus was taking too long, but then it decided not to. So the rain's picking up again. I'm sure you can see the screen and you can see this long blue ribbon here. That lets you know I am definitely in full self-drive. If it was autopilot, you'd see 2 skinny blue lines. And if I was controlling it myself, I believe it either turns gray or disappears altogether. I use FSD, guys, just so you know, about 99% of the time. 99%. The times I take over is for lane changes that I don't appreciate. Sometimes it makes an erratic lane change before we're about to approach a right turn or something, getting into the left lane. Those kind of things, they're annoyances, but they're not safety critical concerns. So if I take over on something like that, it's just a matter of my own preference. It's not a big deal. Tesla ahead of us. The other thing I love about FSD is that I'm not bothered by people who are driving erratically or dangerously, or I mean, the car has already saved me on so many, where you have people on the shoulder speeding at about 40 or 50 kilometers faster than the traffic, and I don't see them coming because I'm not looking in my side view mirror for people in the shoulder. That's not usually what we look for, but the car was, and it pulled to the left abruptly, and I was about to take over, but I noticed, zoom, right past me on the shoulder. I was like, oh, thank you, FSD. See, these people rushing for no reason, almost getting themselves in an accident, and I'm calmly going along at an acceptable rate of speed, above the speed limit, acceptable, but that's not acceptable to some. So therefore they drive erratically, they're stressed, they're white-knuckling their steering wheel, and I'm actually, right now, I'm barely touching the steering wheel because it's so dark. It's obviously not seeing my eyes to know that I'm paying attention to the road. You'll see a green dot come on the screen right up over here next to that little blue steering wheel and the blue D, which also indicates that I am in full self-drive. The car is steering and doing everything on its own. Until that green dot comes, I will still have to wiggle the wheel from time to time. It says choosing right fork to stay en route. On the next version, apparently this totally recognizes emergency vehicles and will get out of their way and all that good stuff. A little accelerator push there because that truck behind us was moving at a little bit of a high rate of speed, even coming up on emergency flashing lights, and I had to merge, so I gave it a little accelerator push there. So if you notice we got too close to that car in front of us, it's not too close. The car was in full self-drive. While I hit the accelerator, it would have stopped before smashing into that car. Now here he comes, on my bumper again, that truck. Like, really, buddy? And he would have ran that car right off the edge. So if you get nothing else from this FSD demonstrations that I keep giving, it's that there is no reason for you to ever stress while driving. Just let the car do its thing and everything would be fine. Look at this guy. He's like, look, buddy, if you're late for work, don't cause other people to kill themselves because you're late. He's bumper riding me. He's bumper riding this guy. So how do you guys feel so far? How does it look to you? Is it handling itself quite well, or is it absolute junk? Do you think you could ever use something like this? By the way, the lane changes are all handled by the FSD, right? So again, when I say that I believe that Tesla is probably the absolute leader in AI technology, you really need to appreciate the job that FSD is doing, second by second, minute by minute. It is making I don't know how many decisions every second that it's engaged. It's reading each and every pixel that it sees in front of us, beside us and behind us, which allows it to decide what those pixels belong to and what decisions to make in order to drive safely. So some folks, they wonder, how is it possible that a car can drive with just cameras, and these gears that control the steering and everything else? It's like, well, look at yourself and ask yourself, how do you drive with just two cameras? Just two cameras and your feet and hands as gears. Well, Teslas have 8 cameras. So I would say maybe they see better than we do. And if they see better than we do, maybe they can use their arms and legs faster and safer than we do. I don't know what that is, but that's a nice style. I like that little truck. It's like they took an SUV and just hacked off the back. There we go. That little green light is there, as you can see beside the blue wheel, which shows that the active monitoring is active. So I should not have to touch the steering wheel now until it decides it can't see my eyes again. Oh, there we go. It's unable to see my low cabin illumination. I think that's one reason why the new Tesla Model 3s have ambient lighting inside the vehicle. That way your eyes, your attention should always be visible to the interior camera, which means you never have to touch that steering wheel again. Okay, car in front of me. The reason why that guy is slowing down like that is because you're riding his bumper. Get out of his lane if you want to go faster. And if you're riding his bumper just to catch an airstream, you're better off just to the side anyway. I don't really care, to tell you the truth. If the car decides to change lanes, it'll do so on its own. We're talking about this car. This white car in front of me still has not caught the hint. The guy's allowing everybody else to pass him. On the right, on the left, and he's in the middle lane. Like, I would expect, if I was that guy tailgating, I'd be like, okay, this guy, he's not moving. He doesn't care. And I'd be right. Active monitoring is off. Apply slight pressure to the wheel. Steering wheel. I have rain gear today. Well, I have rain gear in my trunk all the time, which is a one-piece, completely covered rain outfit. And the one I have in my bag is a two-piece, bottom and top. Weather is nasty. Yesterday I looked at the weather, folks, and it was supposed to be beautiful. No rain, 1% chance of rain. Hamilton greater area, Toronto greater area, and for 2 days, zero chance. So I was getting ready to jump on the motorcycle today and head out, and this is what I found. So I switched over, got this beautiful baby under me, Tessie SS St. James. Oh, and if you wonder about the reason why that's what? Full self-drag unavailable. Okay, I don't know what the heck that was for. You saw it, same time as I did, but yet it's showing that it's still able to be engaged. So I don't know why it did that. Alright, let me try again. Now my hand is on the wheel right now, just barely touching it, just in case, because I have no clue what that was all about. And it did not say on the screen what the problem was. So on the screen right now it says full self-driving may be degraded for weather conditions. I will agree with that. So it could be because of the rainy conditions and the darkness that it decided to tell me to take over. But there's a suggestion for the team at Tesla. It should tell us why it's giving us the orange wheel of death. Because that could freak out some people, not knowing what the problem is. See, it's doing beautifully. It's been doing beautifully all the way, so I'm a little confused at that one, in case you can't tell. Choosing left fork to follow route. I'm going to initiate lane changes now because the HOV is coming up, and I will end my broadcast at the HOV. Mazda, zoom zoom. He was coming up on us probably a good 30 kilometers over the speed of traffic. Little accelerator push there because it left a little bit too much time for the car behind us to sneak in and block us from getting in the HOV. Now, I'll warn you ahead of time, one of the problems that I find with FSD right now, but I believe it's been cured, I hope it's been cured, is that it does not realize that the HOV is a traveling lane. So it's almost like it's taking this as a super passing lane, once it finds an opening, it tries to go back into the other lanes, and I have to sometimes disengage and send the message to Tesla. We'll see here on this first one. Ready to take over. See, there we go. HOV is a traveling lane for high occupancy vehicles, electric vehicles, and motorcycles, etc. It is not necessary to get out of this lane. Okay, so that message is forwarded on to the boys at Tesla. As you can see on my screen, I'm going over the limit. The left lane is going faster than I am, and people are still not satisfied with the speed here, not satisfied with the speed in the passing lane, and they have to drive erratically to get around me. Now, I understand if there's an emergency and you got to get somewhere, then you know what? Go ahead. Being late for work is not an emergency. That's a lapse in judgment. Right? If you misjudged, once again, FSD is trying to get out of the HOV lane, which is a traveling lane meant for electric vehicles, high occupancy, motorcycles, etc. Okay? We can stay in this lane and go straight. Maximum speed limited. No, I gotta use the accelerator. Sorry, folks. There's people behind me, and it is not a very difficult. The rain is not that bad. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that session. Raw, straight up, no guff, no doctoring, no editing. This is the way she goes, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it handles the snow, which is going to be really difficult. But I won't mind if it slows down a bit in the snow. And if it wants to get out of this lane, I'm going to let it, because obviously it's having a little bit of difficulty feeling confident in this weather. It wants to go 95. Talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed that one.